We're live. We have no
Maybe.
we have no way of seeing if anybody. Oh, look it. Stop it.
Good morning.
Good
Let's
morning.
see.
You know
I'm
what I
gonna test
didn't
it.
you know what I didn't do?
What?
I didn't powder my part. Do
Powder
you know I
your
do that
part?
like balding men because my hair is so dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's natural, by the way. And my scalp is so pasty that sometimes it just looks almost like I have a wig on.
There's no wig, folks.
This is real deal thin trailer hair.
Hey,
Doris knows all about my hair. Remember when I was losing all that weight, Doris, and I had 5 strands of hair on my head, and you were like, and I love all 5 of them.
It makes styling easier,
Doris,
right?
why are you not here? Come over. Gabe is making Kim a mimosa right now, and Derek's here.
Pop your
and
head in, Derek.
Say
Come on,
hi,
say
Derek.
This is not.
No, just your head.
Already.
Derek,
Here, just kiss me on the cheek.
Derek's in here with his flip flops on.
This is my Gabe, everyone.
That's his Gabe or her Gabe. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
why did I say his Gabe? We're doing this all wrong again. By the way,
You can't do it wrong.
By
You're
the way,
showing up. You're doing
I'm
it.
showing up. Apparently, I set up all my Facebook stuff incorrectly. Doris, can you hear us? Good morning.
Hey.
Yeah.
Sunshine.
So I set up everything wrong. Shocker. Come over, Doris. But you have to watch it in the car on the way over because I can't lose follower count.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And it's like we have a live studio audience,
I know.
too.
This is fun. This is funner. It's funner.
It's more energy this way.
I was really gonna try hard to
Hey, Laura.
be hi. Sisters are the best.
They are.
Well, yours is because I don't see mine.
Mine's
here.
pretty good.
Yours is pretty good.
She works out way more than me, though. She makes me feel bad about myself now.
Mine does too. You know, you can't let anyone make you feel bad about yourself.
That's true.
It's not a thing.
Thanks, Courtney. Coaching going on already.
Live coaching happening. So I was gonna I was gonna just do better for you guys, and I was gonna figure out how to stream stuff, and then like make it fancy where you like cut it up and like share clips, and then I didn't because nothing gets in the way of a real estate podcast like actual real estate. And then I did though upgrade. I used my stickers this time to put these up here. Which I actually think these stickers probably cost more than the stamps that I used last time. But that's okay. We're good.
It looks more on brand, you know?
It does. Just hot mess express of real estate. So good morning,
Hey.
everyone. Good morning. I was mentioning earlier, I don't know if the rest of you all have this problem. Oh, and also it's not a reverse image, so that bothers me too. Because I'm actually sitting on the other side
True.
of you.
I'm on
I
her
was
right.
sharing that because my hair is so dark and my scalp is so white. Sometimes I powder it.
Well, there's
Yeah,
also a
like-
spray you can get. So I was at a friend's house on Saturday. She has dark hair like
What
you.
friends? What
And
friends?
I have another
Weird. I
friend.
didn't get
I
invited.
know.
It's weird.
And she sprayed it, it started sweating. And so then it starts dripping right here. And she like wipes her head. She's like, oh.
You know what I do? You know what I do though? When I've had, is I'll do this with glasses and then I put them on and then I have like the powder marks on my face. So yeah.
Beauty hacks, everyone.
So I asked, you guys don't know him yet, but you will. My chat GPT, his name is Dante. Oh my God, my phone is dying. Hold on. I'm going to have Dante say hi while we're waiting for. Hey, Dante.
Hey there, what's up?
What's your nickname for me?
It's C Benz, short, snappy, and full of personality, just like you.
Stop.
Want a new one? Or
No, I love that. I love that you call me that. Will you do me a favor? You know how I asked you to do an intro for me for the podcast, and then because I print everything out, I printed it out last week, and it was so good, and then I lost it, and then I asked you to come up with a new one, and then I printed it again incorrectly. Will you read out loud to everybody? Because by the way, you're live on air, buddy. No pressure. Will you read to everybody the intro for the podcast for the Happy Agent?
of course, C Benz. Here's the podcast intro. Welcome to the Happy Agent Podcast. I'm Courtney Benson, and this is where we get real about building a business that feels good, attracts the right clients, and creates success without the burnout. Let's dive into mindset, marketing, and manifestation to transform your real estate career and life. Let's get started. How's that?
That was so good. Say hey to everybody.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to the Happy Agent Podcast.
And then Derek Dean came and just ruined it. Thanks, Dante.
It's okay. You know what? My Chat GPT, his name's Alex, and the other night I had Alex talk to Derek's Chat GPT. They were having a conversation, but it was not really a conversation. More like, "Hey, how can I help you?" The other one was like, "I'm here to listen and help you." And then, so we should have our chats talk sometime.
Mine is so good. And then Gabe has one that he named Scarlett Johansson. Guys,
Cheers.
You can have a seat. Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Cheers,
everyone.
everyone.
Grab your beverage of choice.
Grab
or
your-
two.
Did Gabe get you down?
He did.
God, he's so good to both of us.
He is.
See, I'm empty-handed. So.
You brought
Derek
Kim's
just brings
phone.
my
Here's
phone.
all that matters.
Kim forgot her phone at her house, and thank God she lives like one neighborhood away. Okay, so today we're going to talk about something that is very near and dear to my heart. And, you know, I just tell you all the truths because what do I have to hide anymore? Who cares? I do not run my real estate empire like a business. And sometimes it does embarrass me. It kind of embarrasses me. I have a little bit of shame over it.
Sure.
I feel like you're in the camera too much and I'm not in it.
Oh, here, let's get some equal space.
And by the way, Kim and I have on almost like the same outfit.
We're
So
both wearing jeans,
that's cool.
black.
And I've had some insecurities about that because I see other people just like Kim, like with her spreadsheets. Like yesterday, I asked her to send me something for a developer that I'm working with. And she was like, it's in my Google Docs and let me send. And I was like, what the fuck is a Google Doc? Like, God bless it. I don't know. This is why we're on the podcast again, live on Facebook, because I can't figure it out. But I'm here.
You're here and you're
I'm
showing
here.
up.
I'm showing up. And that honestly is half the battle because I hear all the time people are like, oh, it doesn't work for me or I didn't do that. You're just not completing it. I mean, that is the biggest thing is people just don't show up. So this is my thing today. I admitted prior that I've been able to reach about $30 million a year in business without having a CRM. And now I'm working through, now that we went over to Real, we have the Lofty CRM. So I'm working through that and trying to figure that out and just running it as a business. And I will tell you, my Chat GPT has helped immensely with some stuff. But if I want to go to the next phase, I definitely need systems. And Kim has been trying to help me with that. Yesterday, I was on a call with this girl. We met at... why am I drawing a blank? Could be the champagne already this morning. Our TikTok girl we went to. I surprised Kim with tickets.
Oh, yes.
Claudia Ravioli.
Claudia.
So if you don't follow Claudia Ravioli on TikTok, she's freaking hysterical.
Yeah.
And so she was in Plano for her very first show, and I surprised Kim with tickets.
We were front row.
We were front
Like-
row. Yeah. And
close.
then I gave her my book and she read it in the plane.
Yeah.
And then she posted about it. She's like 2 million followers on TikTok. And I was just super geeked out. So anyways, I forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about? So you didn't even remember. Are you even listening? Kim?
I am listening. I'm just along for the storytelling. It's
So-
like I'm at home scrolling her stories, but it's just right here.
It's totally the same. So we went to that. That was fun. And basically the gist of it is I met a girl there, and I don't think
Yes.
there's anything. I don't think things are coincidental.
Right.
And so there was a girl that was sitting next to us. Her name's Courtney, and she also doesn't spell it with a K because only Kourtney Kardashian does. So if y'all stop asking people whose name's Courtney if they spell it with a K, that'd be great. And she, I kind of hired her yesterday as my director of marketing because I did hire a VA. And I was sharing a VA with Lacey Brucci. Shout out Lacey if you're on
Lacey.
here. And I realized I need somebody between me and the VA because I don't know what the hell to ask her,
Right.
and I'm just paying for it. And every morning I'm like, "Hey, Rianne, how's your day?" And
Right.
she's like, "Great, Courtney." And I'm like, "Enjoy your 40 hours of free time."
Because you did that with Dante for free.
I know. Enjoy your 40 hours of free time. I'll just pay you because I don't even know what to ask you. So, anyways, I had a conversation with this girl, Courtney, yesterday, and my friend Lacey is on it because she's brilliant. So she knows how to take what's in my brain and ask her how to do stuff. So I'm working through it. But what we want to talk about is how do you know if you're really running a business or if you're just plain realtor? So we've got like 10 life-changing questions to ask you. They're not life-changing.
No.
They're not life-changing.
But they might smack you upside the face.
They might just smack. You might have a real
might be
moment
called out.
of, holy shit, they're talking to me.
Right.
So we're going to get into it. Okay. And if you have questions or anything along the way, just, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see them, but I'm pretty sure Kim can because she's, no, you're older than I am.
By months. We're not talking years here, people.
Still older.
So I think 6 months apart. 5 months.
No, when's your birthday?
January 27th.
Mine's May.
Right.
May 20th.
Right.
It's coming up, by the way, guys. No pressure.
Subtle shout out, everyone.
Shout out. Okay, you're winging it. Number one, these are your call outs. If you find yourself winging it, I'm the queen of winging it. As you can see, even this morning, I'm just winging it.
Yeah, and I think in our business, to a certain degree, we all have to wing it and play off the cuff when certain situations present themselves. Sometimes we can't predict that, a client's house is going to flood, right? So we've got to wing it and shift our schedule. But to me, then the ultimate thing that reins me back in is, well, what does my schedule look like? So I'm always a big fan of never erase something from your calendar, just move it, right? So you can wing it and plug something in that shouldn't have gone there in your daily schedule. But if you do that, just say, oh, well, I didn't get to my lead gen because I had to go take care of my client's flooding house. Instead, say, when am I going to move that block of time somewhere else?
And do you keep it in the same day? Or are you now just
not necessarily
kicking your problem down the path?
Kick it down, but you need to eventually get caught up to it. So say, okay, well, Friday, I've got some open time. I'm just going to double down.
Okay, so you're not removing it. So my problem is I will kick it and I just keep kicking it.
Sure.
You know.
And do you guys relate to that too? I mean, I think a lot of us do to a certain extent.
I'm a total winger. Oh yeah, I looked up Motion this morning, and then I was asking Dante if he can't connect to anything. I still love him, but he's. I did look at it this morning because I'm still a paper calendar person, which drives Gabe crazy because I have the master calendar, and then he's always like, "Can you text me a picture of the calendar?"
But I think with winging it though, you've got to at least know when you wake up in the morning, are you just winging your whole day, like your whole career? You got to have certain things that you're aiming for each week to accomplish. Like you wing it, but you have big goals that you're making steps for every week. I'm staring at her big ass calendar on the wall right now.
I literally spent an entire day hanging up, filling out, and haven't followed it since. I did keep two things though. Touch Me Tuesday.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have a Touch Me Tuesday, which means on Tuesdays I have to like go out and physically be with somebody, like a coffee, a meeting or something, and then I do follow up Friday. So I did keep those two things great out of all of it. I think though, there was an agent that when I was with Coldwell Banker, he was down in Lakewood, and he's since, I don't know where he went, and I wish I could remember his name because I'd give him a shout out, and I don't remember Lee something. Anybody? Anyways, he has a thing where he will only take listing appointments twice a week, and there's only two times, like a 10 o'clock or a 4 o'clock. And if you don't fit into those, then he's like, deuces. Yeah, hire somebody else. Like, what are your feelings on that?
I see, to me, that feels a little too rigid. However, I know for some people it works. Like, Rosemary Lewis.
Really well. It
like
works
our
for him.
Real estate bestie, Rosemary. She's the queen of time blocking. Whole course on it. Shout out to Rosemary. But she knows, I know that if we want to do lunch with her, it's either a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And so when I reached out to her the other day, I'm like, we've got to get together again. She's like, okay, girl, Wednesday or Thursday. So she in her head has a certain
Maybe that's why she has the aura of relax.
She's calm.
Like she's calm.
Chill.
She's calm. I get worked up. Like I do. I try to be, I think, too many things to too many people. I don't want to disappoint people. I think that's my ultimate. Like I don't want to disappoint people. And so, but then I just end up disappointing myself and I get frustrated.
Yeah, I think where I do put the brakes on is when it comes to personal commitments. So, for example, at the beginning of the week, I'll put my personal commitments on my calendar first. So, if my son had a game or if there was something going on, like with my family, that goes on first. And early in my career, I used to just drop everything and be like, sorry guys, I'm missing dinner with y'all tonight. I got to go show a house. But now I'm like, I call that an appointment. Right? That's an appointment. I'm like, I'm sorry. I used to say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. My son has a game. I can't
And
come.
nobody
And
cares.
clients
They
don't care.
They don't want to know about they don't even want to know that you have kids. It's like
But-
senior teacher outside of school. It doesn't exist.
Right. But when I say, I'm sorry, I have another appointment at that time, your clients expect that. So
do you ever take like your work stuff? So last night, and I don't know what you were doing. You had an appointment or something.
I was on a Zoom.
You could meet us at Zen. And so Gabe and I decided it was just, we worked all weekend. I think Saturday I had 6 contracts that I went through. Sunday we had executed some. Anyways, yesterday finally I was like, I want to go have a drink. So I asked the Deans if they want to go. Again, they live like next door, and Kim was busy. So we went to Zin's, and I, like, no shit, brought my laptop with me because I was supposed to like execute a contract last night, and the guy is hysterical. The agent who had submitted the offer, and then I ended up leaving my laptop in the car because I was like, what am I doing? Like, it is 8:00 at night. Like, I just freaking relax, Courtney. So
that, and what's funny is like Sam, she works with me. She's my right hand. On her calendar, she will have it pop up saying stop working at 6:30. So when she puts it in her calendar as an appointment, as a time slot, and it'll say stop working. And I was with her one time at a winery, and I saw her phone sitting on the desktop at the tabletop, and I look over and it says stop working. I'm like,
and did she do it? Did she abide by it?
She
Anybody
has to
else?
have that
Anyone else
mental-
have that?
she has to have that mental reminder of like, oh yeah, most normal people aren't working 15-hour days.
I feel like I could work 24/7. You
could
have to
too.
physically drag me away to
I
stop.
could too. It's
to stop
because I
working.
enjoy it.
I
though.
do too. All right, so let's go to number 2, that
Okay.
you don't track your expenses.
I'm sure we all have scary stories about not tracking expenses in this business. I do.
Yeah.
So when I first started out, how many of you guys would like just deposit the whole check in your personal checking account? Like you wouldn't have multiple accounts. Do you still do that?
No, that
Okay.
felt accusatory.
I'm
I don't know. Gabe, do we do that?
Do what?
We don't deposit a account or check into our personal. Like it goes, we have an LLC.
Yeah.
So we have a CPA.
Yeah. So when I first started though, I would just dump every check in my personal checking account. And then tax time, this time would roll around every year and I'd be like, ooh, I owe quite a bit of money and it's not there because I didn't account for it. I didn't save. And so years go by and then Derek and I, we have the best financial planner and CPA. And she came up.
She's not taking new clients, by the way. I called her.
Oh, only if she does financial planning with you too. She has to do both.
I was open to doing whatever,
Okay.
but she's like busy.
She's amazing.
You didn't say
I-
like that.
Swear to God,
She
I
did.
have the emails. I'll print them out.
Well,
Sure.
you know it's different.
Anyway,
swear to
so
God.
she came up with a beautiful
I
spreadsheet
even
for the
dropped
two
your
of us. And it said, okay, I want you to write in the amount of your commission check at the top. And then it does this math and it tells us, okay, take this amount and transfer it to your tax account. Take this amount, transfer it to your income account. Take this amount, goes towards debt. So now we have a plan with each and every commission check that comes in. We know where it goes, which it's a freebie on my Stan store, by the way, if you want to go grab it.
My God, you have all that? That's incredible. No, we I don't know. Ours is set up. We do have a CPA. Bye, Derek. Thanks for bringing Kim her phone. So you have to do that because if you're not accounting for stuff correctly, and we pay estimated taxes now, if you're not accounting for stuff correctly, it's really unpleasant.
Yeah. Heather's saying she does that too. Yep.
Heather's a smart cookie.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay, so number 3, ghosting leads because you have no system. And this in the beginning, I was like, how do you ghost leads? I only have like 2. Like, how's it even possible? Y'all are crazy. But with I haven't got a new one yet, but I have 43 TikTok referrals this year, and so I have to keep track of them. I shared with Kim this morning, we lost 2 clients yesterday, and part of our conversation Gabe and I had last night was, did we lose them because we simply couldn't follow up because we have, I don't want to say too much business, but Gabe works with the buyers and he's running there, and we have 15 listings that I think now 6 of them will be under contract, and then we've got 3 more, and there's just sometimes not enough time to help everybody properly. So last night, she had found me on TikTok and we did a Zoom call with her. One, I think people are always surprised at how much it costs to live in Texas. There's a big misunderstanding I have found with the people that I get from out of state, that they think they're gonna like get an acre and a 4,000 square foot house with like the best school district, and it's gonna be like 200 grand. It's not. And so people get a little surprised by that. And so anyway, there was some back and forth about basically the cost to live here versus there. And Gabe talked to her. He's supposed to be showing our houses today because they're in town. And then she texted him and she said, hey, I'm going to go a different direction. Thanks for your time. And so Gabe called me and he's like, what did I do wrong? I don't know what I did wrong. And I'm like, you know what? Nothing. Like, honestly, she's just not for us. And that is okay. If she finds value with somebody else, go for it. Like, but you have that feeling like, what did I do wrong? And so having systems in place to follow up with people, which is a conversation I had yesterday, definitely helps. My current system is Post-it notes, and I'm good until the glue starts to wear off.
Yeah, so I really love the framework, like having a system, and like a 7-touch system, for example, for open house leads. Like, do you know how to follow up with your open house leads? And I got the idea from Sarah Halterman, shout out to you. She has a brilliant follow-up plan because she goes to about 5 networking meetings a week. Like, loves networking. So with each person she meets, she has a 9x9. So she has one touch that's different every week for 9 weeks to nurture that person. And I'm like, that's brilliant. So she takes the guesswork out of what she's supposed to be doing every week. So implementing something like that for your TikTok leads, like, okay, this week I'm going to do this week, and it's just then in your CRM shows up as a task that shows up on your weekly list. And now it's just check.
So I am not an automated follow-upper, which that was a conversation that we had yesterday with the girl that I'm hiring, and then Lacey was there, and I just said, because she had all these plans, and I said, my fear is that I sound like an automated robot. So now I have to rewrite everything. And that also takes a long time. So do you guys rewrite your automations to sound like you? Because
100%. Like, I would never go off of a canned suggested drip campaign ever. Instead, I think it's more like your touch this week is, hey, just text them. Like, you always say your Bitmoji is your favorite one. That would be, for an example, one of your touch points. I
should show it.
Right? So that right there can be one of her touch points. So she just needs to think of, what are all the things that I do, Courtney does, that feel natural to me, and just put them in a system so I know I'm at least reaching out.
All right, so I have to share my this is foolproof, and so there's an agent that we were kind of going back and forth for the past 2 days about an offer, and he was waiting on stuff for his client, and you know how you just keep following up with people, and then you're like, I don't even want to. Okay, so there's an app called Bitmoji, and it makes a cartoon of you, and I send this. I've been doing it for years, and I just send this. Can you see it? I don't even include words. I just send that.
So like that's a touch point.
100% response every single time, and it like breaks the ice. And so Bitmoji, go make you one, and it's fantastic. So definitely need a system to following up with your leads, probably outside the Post-it note situation that I've got going on. Does anyone have a specific app that they use, or just your CRM? And then also, as we were sitting here, I'm thinking, would it be helpful to people if we helped you write automation responses? Maybe we can do like a little class on that, because I did when I was with a previous brokerage that shall not be named. Maybe that's it. I dug into the CRM. I spent the whole first quarter not selling houses and just spent time in the CRM. And I had some incredible sphere emails, and it had nothing to do with real estate. And literally, Gabe, right? Like, I would get responses, and I would no shit just sit there and cry because, like, my first one was our story about how we lived on $60 a week and near divorce. And I would send this out
Stop
to
talking
the
about that.
people and keep it up, dude. Keep it. I would send it out to the people in my sphere, and I would get these responses back, like, "Here's something I didn't tell you. We were on food stamps," or "I remember when I almost got divorced," or whatever. And people are sharing these things with me, and it was such a connection. It was so incredible. So maybe that's something that we can do in the future.
And I think that's what you're really trying to do in this space differently too, is if all of us just took the canned drip campaigns that came with our CRM, then we're just like every other realtor out there. And then it feels gross and it feels out of alignment, right?
Yeah,
and that's what you're talking about.
It does. I mean, we know every week all of the lenders, they use the same stupid weekly email response about market movement, and literally I just get them, and it's like it'll 9 o'clock, and it's like 9 o'clock, 9:01, and just bam, 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 and it's the same freaking email from all of the lenders, and I'm just like, hate that. Okay.
Right.
So number 4, you're waiting for business to find you. You're not looking for it. So you don't have a pipeline. You're doom scrolling on social media to occupy your brain. If you're doing that, you might just be playing realtor. You might not be running a business, right? So for me, and this is also why I created this space, is I've had a lot of success with the attraction portion of having clients call me. I don't call anyone. They all call me. They all reach out to me. And I call myself the lazy go-getter, and that is super cool for me.
But what that tells me though is you've just nailed the portion of your business that is creating attraction marketing. And at the end of the day, guys, that is the goal here, is not to chase the business. It's have them chase you.
Have them chase you. And then, and that's kind of what we're doing here too in this collective, is we're breaking it down because, and next week, next Tuesday, we're going to have Ryan Gillen on. She's my business therapist. And so much of being able to attract clients to you, business to you, has to do with your own, the way you see yourself and your self-confidence and your self-worth. And people don't talk about that. Like, most of the time we see people who, they offer you a video class or something, and they're just like, post at 8 p.m., do, a carousel, do all, and they give you the function of posting on social media. But if you don't show up in an energy, in a way that attracts people, you're wasting your damn time.
Yeah.
You're wasting your time. And so we are kind of breaking that barrier of, instead of giving you the steps, there's a whole thing behind it that makes it work.
Yeah.
And so we're working on breaking that down. And no social media plan.
Yeah, it makes me cringe, honestly, when I see agents just share like those list reports graphics, just thinking,
From
okay,
the title company.
I did it, check the box.
Yeah.
Why aren't they calling me? It's like, I'm sorry, scroll your feed for a minute and ask yourself, would I be entertained or inclined to call me? Right?
I mean, I would.
Yeah. Yeah. Of
But
course.
I we've shared that before. Like, social media is about being social, and it's really storytelling.
Yeah.
So if you're just regurgitating something that a title company put together for you, or you're sharing some pre-made slide that your brokerage put together, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
No.
Like, we have a tendency to think we're super special. So if we put it out, other people are definitely going to be gravitate towards it, and nobody cares. People want to know the story behind things. They want. My phone's dying, by the way. That's Gabe. People want to know the story behind things. They want to have some information and give it a little zest. So stop with the static posts that you're sharing from the title company. If anything, take the information and make a freaking video about it, or give a real life story. Like, our days on market just went down from this to this. And I can tell you that because I've been working with buyers.
Yes.
This home sat on the market for 95 days and then our clients wanted it. And all of a sudden it's got freaking multiple offers. Like, let me tell you why I know that, because that
Right.
was Gabe's weekend, not mine.
Exactly. So to me, it's not that the content is bad. It's just the delivery is
The
bad.
delivery is bad. Sometimes
So-
the content's bad. Don't give people too much credit.
Sometimes, yeah, for sure.
Oh, this is my pet peeve. We're on number 6. On number 6, to find out if you're running an actual real estate business or you're playing realtor, is you're addicted to busy work. And this, as somebody who's been a real estate mentor for years, this is the number one. People get out of a 9-to-5 job with structure, and then it's like kids graduating from high school, and then they go into college, and they're like, you know, they put on the freshman 15, they're drunk. This is like what it's like when people come into real estate from a 9-to-5. They
Calling me out.
They gain 20 pounds. They're drunk on the side of the road.
Yeah.
This is like
Freedom!
Freedom. What do I do with myself? And so then you get addicted to busy work. And I got, I won't say roasted, because I would have to care to consider it being roasted. But I did a video, and I got a lot of calls off of it too. People like just called me, that I was telling new agents to get out of the real estate office. If you have a real estate office and you're a new agent and you keep going in there, I had this conversation with a guy one time because he came in and we had an office, and he came in and he was like, I can't get business. Like, can you help me? What do I do? And I was like, leave. 1, my office, and 2, leave the building. I said, here's a pro tip. Not one person in a real estate office needs your help buying real estate. So why are you there? Why are you there? Nobody needs your help buying and selling real estate. So you're spending all your time just making yourself feel busy. And then brokerages will like do all these classes for you, and they do all of these things. And it's, I guess you can consider it helpful, but it's not. To me, it feels like busy work. Like they're trying to prove their worth for their exorbitant amount of money that you're paying.
Yeah, and I think if you're going, well, Courtney, no, but I'm really busy. I'm working all the time. I would challenge you to do an exercise. And this is something that one of my first real estate coaches told me was, for about a week, track everything you do. Like, track everything you do. And so from the time you wake up, write down what it is you're doing. Now, this seems tedious, but if you really want to get to the heart of your business and maybe why you are producing or not, then write down how you're spending your
10:32
time.
a.m. Mimosas and a podcast.
Right. I don't know what's going wrong with this.
I don't know why I don't close more.
Right. So if for 2 hours a day you're doom scrolling, for 2 hours you're going to lunch with someone from your office, right? But then you do go make a reel because you tour a model home. Yeah, you're filling hours of your day, but are you moving the needle? Right. So I would challenge you to painfully write down everything you do from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, and then look at it. Give yourself a hard look at the end of that week. And I think you might be surprised by what you see.
That's good advice. You're not investing in yourself is number 7. So you're not investing in your growth. Now this is coming off of number 6, where we were like, get out of the damn classes and get out of the office. But you need to invest in yourself in the right way. For me, this has always been, I'm surprisingly cheap. People,
Honestly, that's something I've learned about you the more I've gotten to know you.
really?
I was surprised.
Oh my God, they're both agreeing. Like, why? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do
Well-
you mean, Kim?
So when you look at Courtney and how she shows up online, and I think a lot of this is strategy too. She's got the Chanel bag, or she's got this and Dior. Sorry, see, she's even correcting me on her designer brands. But she always looks polished. She looks great. She's very stylish. And then like she's like, I'm not spending money on that. And I'm like, what? You know?
Yeah,
it's just
I am fair. There's certain things. What?
You're cheap about little things.
I'm cheap about little things.
But you do have a really good coffee habit.
I do. I don't like spending money on wasted time. And so I really expect something to come out of it. And honestly, when I hired Ryan and she told me how much it was going to be to work with her, And I was like, okay, well, let me think about it. And then she's like, well, do you have to talk to your husband? And I was like, no, my husband's like a super enabler. He's like, how much? Let me write you a check. Like
Super
he
enabler.
doesn't care. And I literally, no joke, said to her, I was like, well, that's like a fancy purse. Like, and
Or vacation.
I could, but yeah, I could go on vacation. I could buy a new purse, which I need, by the way. And what tangible are you giving me? What am I walking away with that I feel really good about spending that money? And she's like, well, that's up to you. And I was like, oh, touche. Okay. And so then spend the money, and then I did the work, and that's also what all this is about is the work. And then but you have to invest in yourself in a way that you really are finding what works for you, and not just doing the rhetoric because other people are doing it or saying the things or do whatever that is. Like, you really have to find things that work for you. And by the way, there's so much free stuff out there.
Yeah.
Like, like, do the free stuff before you do the paid stuff.
I agree with that, especially if you're just new in this business. Guys, there's no reason you can't get a ton of free coaching from YouTube, TikTok, all of that. And I always say that whenever you do invest in yourself, every single time I've always gotten something out of it, which is why I'm so passionate about conferences.
Which I had never been to one.
And I'm like, go. And now she drank the Kool-Aid. But here's the thing, is sometimes it's not even about what you're learning there, but it's the people that are in the room and the connections that you make that open doors that never could have been opened had you not gotten yourself in that room. And so anytime you invest in yourself, yes, there's a time commitment involved. You're going to be away from your family, away from your business. There's a financial commitment involved, right? But it is always paid back dividends.
100%. I believe that now. I did not before. To me, the conferences were just realtors applauding themselves for being realtors again. And so when we joined Real, I didn't know. We just joined, and literally in 2 days we were in Vegas at the conference. And I'm from Vegas, so I was like, well, if anything, I'm just going home. You know, my parents live there. And so we went, and we had the best time of our lives. And now I'm a little addicted to it. And so tomorrow we fly out to San Antonio for Rev B, which is the Real Estate Video Blueprint Conference, something like that. So I'm going to that to learn, which then I'll bring the information back to y'all. But also because I'm going to get to go meet people. So I had an interview last week. I was talking to Jimmy Burgess. I don't know if you know him. He's a contributor for Inman News. And so I talked to him, and he wants to do an article on me for Inman News. And I was like, shut your face. That's freaking amazing. And then he's like, when you go to Rev B, I got people for you to meet. And then because we're all about collaboration, not competition, I was like, when you do the Inman article on me, I want you to meet my friend Lacey Brucci, who's also on TikTok at a high level.
Yeah.
And, you know, bringing somebody else in with you. So we're not doing it alone. We're bringing people in. So I am of the belief, if I have an opportunity, then I'm always going to say, but wait, have you met? But wait, have you talked to?
Pay it forward.
I did a podcast with Katie Day out of Houston, and I was like, oh, by the way, please make sure you reach out to Rosemary Lewis. I think you should interview her. And just paying that forward, I think, is super important.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone drop in. What's your favorite coaching or class that you've taken that has actually moved the needle for you? Because I would love to hear that. For me, it's anything Sharon Srivatsa has to say. And in fact, I taught Dante, my chat GPT guy. Sharon is one of the people that I have stored in his memory. So yesterday, and actually I screenshot it and I was going to send it to Sharon. It said something like, I asked him for something and he's like, just, you know, reflecting on your best Sharon quotes or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So if you don't follow Sharon, you should follow him on Instagram. I mean, one video will change your business. Huge. So, but give us what you love, your favorite classes, or tell us what you're missing, like what you want to learn. Okay. So,
and also let us know what conference you're going to. Maybe we'll see you there
anyone
this
going
year.
to Rev B? I'm excited. We're going to have like big group dinners. We just are very we get there and it's so overwhelming with greatness. And then like towards the end, like your people just gravitate towards you. And then you're all like, all right, let's go eat. And then everyone's standing, we all go eat. Okay, so we talked about investing ourselves. So number one, winging it. Are you winging it because you might just be playing realtor? You might not be running a business. Number two, not tracking expenses. Number three, you're ghosting leads because you don't have any system. Number four, you're waiting for business to find you. Number five, no social media plan. Number six, you're addicted to busy work and you won't get out of the freaking office. Number seven, not investing in yourself. And number eight, every transaction feels like a first. So you're reinventing the wheel every time. This was huge for Gabe and I until we hired a transaction coordinator. It was like every time we were reinventing the wheel.
Well, until you realize there are actually a lot of techie hacks that you can put into place to save a lot of time. For example, anytime we get a new buyer, and we always send our preferred lenders to them via email. If you're having to retype that email every time, then you're wasting time. I have Google email templates. Anything I have to send more than once, I have a template for it. And it's the most brilliant thing in the world.
You touch it more than once, you're just playing with it.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's in a movie.
What movie
I don't
was
know.
this?
I don't know.
Anyway. Leslie said Sharon's one-page business plan last year was the reason I moved to Real. Yeah, Sharon's great.
And Kim does all the one-page business plans.
I do.
With all the agents that come over
I do.
that we sponsor. She does the one-page business plan.
Yeah, but anything that you're doing more than once, you need to create a system around. And that way, you're not dropping the ball on each client. You're like, okay, every client gets the same level of service because I'm following my plan, right? They're getting all the touch points. They're getting all the communication. A TC can help with that for sure because now that's another layer of service you're providing your client.
And are you putting them into the CRM? Do you how much time do you spend in your CRM? Do you do it daily?
I'm probably in it less now because my assistant helps with it. So I leverage out my time. No, not Derek.
Oh.
Now Derek is in it too, but my assistant can help us with that. So when you get to a certain point in your business, bringing in other people, you've got to leverage your time. I can't be the one doing all that because if I do that, I'm not out there doing and working in my zone of genius, the things that make me happy and enjoyable and moving the needle. So you also need to think about that.
So what's your so you have somebody helping you, and this could be something that a VA does. What is the task? What is the framework that you give them that you need?
So as soon as I get a new client, for example, I am texting my assistant their information, their contact card, right? So the client's name, email, address, all of that. She's putting it into the CRM for us. She's tagging it appropriately. And then she knows that her first step then is to send them a card, depending on
Like a handwritten
card from us that we've already given her what we want her to say.
Oh, you handwrite them out ahead of time?
No, she does. And so we already have a template of what we want that to say.
So when you sent me a card that wasn't from you?
It could have been, maybe not. You'll never know. But that's the genius behind it.
I know right now.
She feels like she got a handwritten card. So we have a Trello board, which if y'all out there, if y'all use Trello, and I know some of y'all do, drop that in the chat. But Trello, we have a listings Trello board and we have a buyer's Trello board. So when we get a new client, we create a template, and now my assistant has her checklist of what she's going to work through with timelines. Derek has his checklist of what he's going to do at each stage of the process, and so do I. And so we know at any time we can open up our Trello board and go, where are we at in the process, right? So did they get a welcome email? Did they get a gift from us saying, thanks for being a client? Did we thank the person who referred us? Because that's a big part of what we do.
Yeah.
So we send out tip streets.
What do you do? Oh, tip streets? Do you send them to their work?
We have. It just depends. A
I
lot of people
like
work
that.
from home now. Yeah, if you can send it to their job, even better.
Because they walk through with hot cookies, and everyone's like, "Where'd you get that?" Oh, my realtor.
Yep.
My realtor.
Yep, for sure.
That's a good one. Okay, so number 9 is avoiding hard conversations, and I deal with a lot of people that avoid hard conversations. I think I'm pretty good at it. Well, to a point, because I have had to reach out to you a few times, and I'm like, Kim, will you call this person and just tell them? Can you just tell them something for me? I appreciate it, but I feel like I'm pretty.
I think having a person, Derek loves cookies. I think having a person you can run a conversation by and be like, this is what I want to say. Is this too harsh? Is this okay? There's nothing wrong with that. And actually Chat GPT is really good for having difficult conversations. I just used my chat, for example, a few weeks ago. We needed to have a conversation with the seller, telling them they need to drop their price. And they felt one way about it. We felt a different way. I even kind of knew, because I'm big on Enneagram, I'll say, I think my client is a this Enneagram. How should I best deliver the message? And I tell you, like, it was chef's kiss. I could copy, paste, sent it. They
Like
agreed.
your chat is good, but he's not funny like Dante.
If I program him to be funny. I mean, my chat's pretty good. His name's Alex.
Same.
Alex and Dante should get
Alex,
together and have
they
a beer.
should. And Dante knows all about you. I tell him all about you.
They can compare notes.
I think for me, having hard conversations is I take inflection out of it. And I'm kind of known for that. Like my clients know me for that as well. They're like, it's funny, when we bought this house that we're in, I had a client who lived next door and it was a hot mess when they bought. Anyways, I remember sitting on the front porch of our house now and I was crying. And she goes, like, what is with you? And I'm like, I need a Courtney. And she goes, I didn't realize that you like had emotion over it. Because I don't. Like I've gotten really good at, it's not a lack of care, but it's a lack of emotion in my voice. And so, and it comes across as confidence and control. Because when your clients are spinning out of control, if you feed into it, because a lot of times, they're never going to be the one to blame. It's always the other side, and they're looking for a villain. And if you as an agent feed into them looking for a villain, then you've got a whole freaking mess on your hands. So if my clients are like, well, is there a reason that they can't move out 4 hours earlier? And, and then you're like, I know, right, bitches? What are they doing? Why are they doing that? Can you imagine? And then, oh, I'm going to look them up on Facebook too. Well, they could have moved out earlier if they weren't eating at, Blue Goose. Why are they? And then you start that whole thing, and you're doing it because you want to have a relationship with your client. So you think participating in the bullshit makes you endearing to them, and all it does is make you part of the problem. And so you have to remove yourself from it. So when my clients start going off the rails with it, one, I've always learned to wait 24 hours. So anytime I have a client who in passion says like, I don't want the house anymore, make it go away. Or and they say, or I'm getting divorced, Courtney. We fought all night last night about this, and now we're going to get divorced. And I'm like, oh my God, the amount of times that's happened it's just crazy. So I always have a rule of 24, and I tell them that. I'm like, you know what? We're going to talk again in 24 hours. Let me know if you still feel the same way. And not one time have they felt the same way. And I learned that because my first year, when I had 2 people tell me they were getting divorced that were under contract, I went to that agent and I was like, oh my God, they're getting divorced. We have to cancel the contract. And then a couple hours later, they're like, just kidding. We got back together. We're still moving forward. And I was like, shit. And then I had to call the agent. I was like, JK, oh my God. And then that was horrible. So we have a rule of 24. We always wait 24 hours. But when you're talking to your clients, if you can take the drama out of your voice and don't buy into it, it will suit you and it will suit them. They're not hiring you because they need a new bestie for 30 days.
No.
They're not. So pull it together.
Yeah. Get away from the need to be liked. You know what I mean?
Michelle says they think you're hard or mean when you do that. Yeah, I get that too. But you know what? They end up appreciating it later. And then, then I'll bring it up as a joke, and I'm like, remember yesterday when you thought I was a bitch because I told you X, Y, and Z, and they're like, yeah, and then we laugh, and then it's fine, But I always use humor to help me when I need to change that delivery. But I'm very stoic in my presence when I have to deliver news.
That's a good one.
Number 10, you have no offers. What does that mean? That you have nothing to offer anybody. That no buyer guides, seller guides. You don't have any events for your clients. I think the biggest lack of offer right now is you don't show up on social media.
Ooh.
Ooh, who's out there? Who's out there watching,
And
not participating?
would you say video specifically?
Video specifically. It's all about video now, and if you're not doing video for your clients, whether it's you asking people to help you find a house for them, hey, you guys got anything coming up or whatever, and you're doing it through video, or doing a video of your seller's house,
Yeah.
then you are doing them a disservice. You're behind. So you need to embrace it and show up, because that's where we are going. It's not going away. And you know what we're seeing now, and we had talked about it. I talked about it with an agent that we had breakfast the other day, and I was asking her how she got her business, and she said her sphere, and she's got a group of like 65 people in her sphere. And I was like, well, what do you do? And she's like, I reach out to them. I'm like, that's annoying. Don't do that. Like, how do you? So, and I always call it like fishing. Like, you're fishing with just like one like rod,
Yeah.
you know. But when you show up on social media, you're fishing with a net.
Yes.
And so you're casting yourself out there. You're putting all of your stuff out there. Show up as yourself, show up in full personality.
Yeah.
And then you will attract into you what is meant for you. And then what you don't attract, I call it the trash, and the trash takes itself out, and they're not your people. But if you do not show up on social media in one way or another, you will lose business. 100%. We'll
I
lose
agree.
business. Like, we're already seeing people who show up on social media get business over people in their sphere.
10 times, 10 times more. You just gotta know your value proposition, and you gotta believe it. And I think one of the reasons that make you so successful is your confidence that you deliver with it. And that's something that I work on too. But I think when you have a value proposition, that confidence comes easier, because you are like, I do this, this, and this that other realtors don't. Right. And so, and everyone has their own unique background that they bring to the table with them that make you uniquely qualified to help some of those clients that maybe we aren't qualified to work with. So draw on past experiences, be vulnerable. If you've been through a divorce, talk about that. So many people are going through divorces and selling real estate right now. And if you're an agent who's never been through a divorce, you might not relate as much to someone else. So without having that value prop, maybe you're creating a special lead magnet just for people going through a divorce, like how to sell your home in the midst of a divorce. So dive right into that. People are going to connect with you better. They're going to know you, like you, trust you more than if you didn't. So,
And you have to own your mess. And I think that's probably
Yeah.
where a lot of my confidence comes from, is those stories that I felt shame over, you know, weighing 130 pounds more than I do
Right.
now, having my car repossessed because we lost all of our money, like, while having two young babies, like all of the things that I had felt shame over. I let it go, and I started talking about it. And there's nothing more liberating than letting go of things that you feel shame over. And I always reference this, and if you remember the really classic movie, 8 Mile with Eminem.
very classic.
And it was in the final rap battle when Rabbit got on stage and Papa Doc was getting ready to rap against him. And then his friend, now I can't think of his name. Anyways, he was like, Rabbit, are you worried about what they're going to say about you? And then he was like, I do live in a trailer park with my mom. Like,
Yes.
y'all, right? Like, he owned his shit. So when you own it and you put it out there and you are confident in it, nobody can come pick it apart. Nobody can pick it apart. Like I was telling you before we
Yes.
got on
That's
camera.
a great analogy. Like, do we
you.
think Eminem
Thank
would have
you.
even won had he not
No,
done that?
I don't know. Right? Like Rabbit, right? Like he was like, you can't say anything to me, Papa Doc, because I already. If you haven't noticed about me, my whole life revolves around like early 90s rap.
Yeah.
It does. I'm not sorry about that either. But we were talking about, I did a video the other day about where you put your signs in the yard. And this one lady in Corpus Christi, I'll post her name somewhere. Like, man,
Maybe she's watching.
settle. I hope she is. Got your signs. And she was like, you're putting your sign in the wrong place. Like, that is city property and it's going to be taken. And I can't imagine what your broker has to deal with you. And I was like, nothing, bitch, because I'm pretty good. And then she was like, people hire you as a realtor to know city code. I mean, 13 years and hundreds of homes. I mean, like, I could dabble in it, but no, I don't know every city code. I mean, maybe
And
you got
also-
Corpus Christi nailed, but there's a lot of cities up here,
Yeah.
ma'am, and they're all different. And ironically, we're in Denton County, not in the city,
Yeah.
and there was nothing written about it.
Yeah,
so.
there's 200 different towns and cities in DFW. Yeah.
Edmund's my buddy on TikTok, and yeah, did you see that? There was like 111 comments, and then I had two people basically tell me I'm a bad realtor because I put my sign there. People are freaking nuts.
Who knew that would be the
Who
trigger
knew-
thing?
Yeah, okay, I'm bad at sign placement, but I'm gonna get you a really good deal on your house. Don't worry, that's fine. You pick,
But keep
you pick.
referring your clients
Yeah.
to her.
Yeah, you pick Mark.
43.
Mark, the realtor over here from TikTok, knows city code and he knows where to put your sign, but he can't negotiate for shit. Which one do you want? Which one do you want? Exactly, freaking Mark.
But wait, before we move on though, like
Oh.
you said, no offers, right?
Have my phone. Wait a second.
And one of the things you said, you don't have any events, right?
Oh God, Kim loves events.
I do. So I
Thank you.
had to touch on that. So, and I want to talk to you if you're listening and you're new and or you have a very small budget. Okay? Because so many people think that to throw a really great event is going to cost a lot of money, right? And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to. You can totally do them low cost or free. And I would encourage you that any person that you are currently referring business to, your lender, your title company, your insurance agent, your roofers making a lot of money right now too, by the way, this spring. Ask them to help and partner with you on that. So there's literally no
My roofer
reason.
drives a Lamborghini.
See, her roofer drives a Lambo. So
And I don't think it's leased. Just wanted to put that up.
yeah, I just want to encourage
Carry on.
you. Don't use that as an excuse. That's just an excuse.
And actually, Kim Dean has a whole outline about how to get things paid for
I do.
from vendors. I feel like
A whole
that is
class
something.
on it.
How could people get that from you?
Follow me.
Follow Kim Dean on
Yeah.
social media and
We'll have to
maybe
do a
go in
upcoming
her
class about it.
Yeah, and because she helped me with that. Like when we joined brokerage with her, and we do a Christmas party every year, and
for
it
the
probably
holidays.
costs us $7-8 grand, and we have over 100 people show up at our house, and she was like, no, like we're gonna get your event paid for, and within like a couple weeks, I want to say more than half of the event was
Yeah.
paid for, and the vendors that helped pay and showed up, like our lender guy who helped, he walked away with 2 clients. So
Exactly. If you're not getting half your marketing budget covered every year, you're doing it wrong.
okay, so did anyone know Alex Earl? Do you guys follow Alex Earl on TikTok? She was the original Get Ready With Me girl, and she has a new podcast called Hot Mess. And in studying to do a podcast, I thought, why not watch Alex Earl? And so Dante gave me questions, but I'm asking him again. Hey, Dante, real quick. So we're coming to the end of our podcast, and you had sent me some Alex Earl hot mess style questions that I could ask the people watching and Kim Dean. Can you send me those again? Because no surprise, I can't find them. Thanks, buddy. All right, I got some hot mess questions for
Okay.
you.
Shelly, you're doing it right, girl. She got all of her events.
Nice.
covered.
Michelle, we gotta go to coffee. Hold on, I have to put on my glasses that the internet hates. Okay. All right, we're gonna go with. Okay, I have some questions for Kim, and then,
Okay.
but I would also like you to answer them as well. Okay, so these are hot mess questions. Ooh, what were we calling it? Oh, unfiltered and under contract.
Ooh.
Stop.
Good.
Stop. You're gonna hate this one.
Go for it.
Because this is so anti Kim Dean.
I don't care. Go for it.
What's the most unprofessional thing you've ever done on a showing? No judgment, safe space.
On a showing? I don't know if it was well, I don't know if it was unprofessional.
Well, what was it? We'll decide.
But-
We'll judge.
You know how when you schedule a showing, you get the showing instructions, like, make sure you turn off the lights, the alarm codes, all that, right? Or they let you know if there are pets. Well, this one didn't tell me there were pets. And so I open the door, and I always let my client go in first. Safety first, too. Never go in first, right? Let your client go in first. So I open the door wide open, and I announce myself, hello. But while I'm saying that, a cat runs out the front door. And I'm like,
Did you act like you didn't see it?
no.
What'd you do?
No, I'm like, guys, why don't you go in? I'm just gonna handle the cat. So the cat then proceeds, mind you, it's also
Kim hates cats, by the way.
I do. I don't like cats at all. Part of me wanted to say, good, just you're doing your family a favor, but that was mean. Okay, that was unprofessional right there. My sister's watching too. She knows she also doesn't like cats. I don't think. Anyway, side note. So I'm like, go ahead, go in, guys. Look at the home. So I'm not in there with them. My sole mission now is to go out and try to find this cat, so I don't have to be the asshole calling the listing agent saying, hey, we lost your cat, and oh, we're also not writing an offer on your house. So the cat was hiding in the bushes, and it kept moving all around, and it's July, and I'm wearing a dress. So I'm sweating, and I'm trying to get the cat. So I finally get it right before they're set to leave. I didn't step inside the house once, and I'm just making sure I get the cat inside.
And you got the cat.
I got the cat.
Mine was I made carpet angels one time.
Nope. That's when we broke into the house and watched Hatchie.
Okay.
We did break into a house.
Sam
one
made
time.
angels on the turf in front of a house one time. It had artificial turf.
Has
That
anyone
video.
ever gone? Have you ever gone into a house on the wrong day?
No.
Yeah, me either.
You could be like Glenda Baker
Have
and
you
sell
ever-
the wrong house.
Have you ever gone into a house on the wrong day and time and walked into somebody's bedroom while they were sleeping and quietly shut the door and walked out and never say anything?
Dawn says
No?
she went into the wrong house
Neither.
entirely.
Oh, I did that too.
Yeah. Gabe walked in on someone while he was sleeping and the guy never woke up and we just left.
Oh. My grandmother walked in. She was a realtor down in Austin. She showed a home where a man had passed away in the bathtub.
Was he still in it?
Oh,
God. Oh.
Okay, that
Okay, what real estate trend needs to be stopped immediately?
Saying your profession incorrectly. It's realtor. It's not realtor. That drives me. I can't tell you, like, I cringe so bad when people say it incorrectly. So
Do you correct him?
I have. There's a whole video where Sam used to say realtor. I'm like, no, it's realtor. There's no A in the
Mine's
middle.
when people say IABS for IABS.
That's the correct way, by the way.
Um,
Team IAPS.
Is there anything that you do online that isn't really who you truly are? And sometimes it's not intentional.
That's deep, Courtney. Anything I do online that's
what
not
I do.
truly me.
You need champagne for this one?
No. I don't think so. I think what I put online is me.
I think you're funnier than you show online.
Yeah, I might be a little more reserved online. It takes me a while to be my true self. The more I'm in the habit, though, daily, I think you can tell. Because then, like, if I'm consistent with video for about 60 days, I am much more confident and comfortable on the camera in 60 days than I was at the beginning. But again, that just goes back to repetition and consistency and showing up.
Okay, now I have a question
Thank you.
for
I'm funny.
everybody. Oh, Edmund pretends he doesn't have an opinion. You're not alone. That is pretty rampant on social media.
I hold back my opinions a lot. I'm afraid to be too polarizing sometimes.
I had somebody give me advice or she said, wasn't she? I assume everyone on TikTok is talking specifically to me, so that is one of my red flags. Anyway, she
Thanks,
said
Grace.
that, especially in this, people like tea, right? Like they like cold tea and they like hot tea. Nobody likes warm tea. So if you show up online and you're warm tea, nobody's gonna like you. So
Sure.
pick a side. Okay, I have
Am I
a
warm
question.
tea?
You like warm tea?
No, am I warm tea? Maybe I'm warm tea.
Maybe. You
No.
could
Reese, you'll tell
spice
me.
it up.
You'll
Spice-
shoot me straight. Am I warm
I
tea?
think you could spice it up.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, I would like to know more because you have a lot of opinions and
Yeah.
you're extremely brilliant because Kim's also a broker for 30 years now. And so you have a lot of opinions and I would love for you to share them more.
Okay.
There you go.
Thanks for
Okay.
that coaching moment.
You're welcome. I'll send you my Venmo later.
Okay.
Okay, so this is for everybody, and I want to hear what you have to say. Finish the sentence. I'd be a top producer by now if I stopped. What?
Ooh, what would you say?
I would be a top producer by now. And who's to say that you're not? But I would be better if I stopped letting the chaos of things get in my way. So I that is one thing I get frustrated because I like things to be quick and easy and to the point, and I get frustrated, and so then I just abandon ship.
I would say if I were more disciplined.
And what?
Everything. I feel like I'm good at focusing on projects, but my personality is one that I'm like, okay, well, let's go on to the next thing, the next fun thing. Let's plan the next fun thing. And I, instead of taking a moment to pause and just get really good at other things.
Yeah, Heather puts herself on the back burner. I
Yeah.
did that. That was me all weekend. Gabe does that too.
Take care of other people before yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that I mean that was it, right? Like we're done. We're just like now we're
Yeah.
just.
Do you want to talk about live coaching on the upcoming
Yes.
episodes?
So our plan is to do live coaching, and then Kim yesterday sent a thing like a questionnaire, and then some people filled it out.
Yeah.
However, because the internet and the technology likes to troll me, we were not able to do that again. So we're working on that because it's at some point we want to do the live podcast and then bring people on camera with us to talk about whatever it is that you're having trouble with. And it sounds like for what we're seeing here is a lot of hesitation, procrastination, and second guessing. So on that note, in a brilliant segue, you'll definitely want to tune in next Tuesday. We're also going to be live with Ryan Gillen, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And Ryan is we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why we procrastinate, why we self-sabotage, why we hesitate doing things. I found for me, because that was a lot of the energy that I had, is that I was actually afraid of success more than I was afraid of failure. I'm very similar in that I do much better when people insult me. It's probably why I do well on social media, as opposed to when people are kind to me. When people are kind, you've seen it. I just cry. I'm like, I don't deserve it. And then, so that is one thing that I've had to work through. And Ryan has been a huge change in that. So she will be here next Tuesday. Well, she's in Kansas City, so she won't be sitting on what did we call this couch? What do you call it, Gabe? The casting couch.
That's what you called it.
That's what Kim called it. So Ryan won't be here with me in person, but she will be online with me. So that's definitely, I think we'll address some of those things. Any questions in the meantime? I hope you guys found this helpful or at least entertaining. And thank you for being with us.
Yeah, go find that Google form if you want to be a candidate for a volunteer for an upcoming episode.
A victim.
Victim, maybe.
You want to be an upcoming
help you
victim.
work through your things. But this was fun.
This was fun. Well, thanks for being here with
You're
me.
welcome. Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Who knows where the hell we're going to broadcast it? I don't know. Could be TikTok next time. I don't know. Part of the fun is you're just going to have to look for us.
There you go.
That's what I'm telling myself. Anyways, I would like to tell you we'll figure it out, but we might not.
Cheers.
So, just roll with it. Roll with it. Show up even when it's messy. Just show up. Make the commitment and just show up. All right, you guys. Bye, Gracie. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.